welcome to a new video. I am in a slightly different location because I wanted you to be able to see our lovely Christmas tree because it is very fitting to the topic of this video. If you are one of those people that are like, no Christmas until after Thanksgiving, you are in the wrong place, my friend. I am a huge Christmas person, so I am very excited to get into this video. I'm hoping to do quite a lot of Christmas content if I can actually think of ideas. We'll see. But for today's Christmas video, I'm going to talk about my Christmas wish list when it comes to books. I don't actually really expect any of the people in my life to be getting me these books for Christmas. No one ever gets me books, even though that's kind of my whole thing, but everyone always says, oh, well, you have enough books, so I don't know. But these are some of the books on my list that I want to probably end up getting myself at some point, not necessarily by Christmas, but just some books on my wish list generally that I plan on picking up in the semi-near future. I've been on a book buying ban for a while and I've done pretty well. I've bought some ebooks, but that's it, so that's good for me. One honorable mention that didn't make it into the 10 of this list, but I do really want to read Tom Felton's new memoir. I think it looks really fun, really good, and I love a celebrity memoir, so that's on the list too. But on to the actual 10 books on my Christmas list. So the first one I have on my list, which I really want to read soon, is All the Feels by Olivia Dade. I read the first book in this series a couple months ago, and I loved it so much. I definitely need to pick up this book in the near future. It was such a fun contemporary romance, such lovable characters, really good writing, and just so good. I really loved it. I didn't think I was going to like it because it had like this celebrity aspect to it, but I loved it and I will read anything she publishes in the future. I just really enjoyed it, which is surprising because the first Olivia Dade I had read, I was like, whatever, it was a book. It was the teacher book. I don't remember what it was called, Teacher Love or something. That could be wrong. But this series, I just adore, and I cannot wait to pick up this one. Next is a book that I've heard mixed reviews about, but I want to pick it up and read it anyway, and that is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Some people loved this book, some people thought it was okay, kind of just middle of the road, but I really enjoy Tessa Bailey. I don't own many of her books, but I would like to kind of collect all of her published works because she is one of my favorite contemporary romance authors, and I think she always just has such fun characters and like really dynamic stories, so I am looking forward to reading this one day. I don't know, I know this is part of like a series, but you know, like how romance series usually are, they don't necessarily need to be read in order. I don't know what number this one. I want to say It Happened One Summer was the first one, but I don't know. Either way, that or the other books in this series I would like to acquire and read quite soon. Now this one, maybe I didn't need to put it on the list, but I put it on the list anyway. And this is this very specific edition of Little Women that I've always seen at Barnes & Noble, but you can get it online as well. And that is this brown, like cloth covered edition with pink scissors on it, like as a pattern. And I love it so much. And I've never bought it at Barnes & Noble, but I've always like almost bought it. But it's only $21 on Amazon, so maybe I'll get it there instead because I think it's $36 at Barnes & Noble. But if you know me, you know that I love Little Women, and you know that I have an obnoxious amount of copies of Little Women. I think I already have like 4, but this would just complete the collection, don't you think? I just love the cover so much, so there's always a copy of Little Women on my wish list, so there we go. Next is a historical romance that I've had on my list for quite a long time. My library doesn't tend to carry a lot of Beverly Jenkins books, so I would like to start collecting copies of them. I've always heard Night Song by Beverly Jenkins is one of her most popular and like really well-loved books. I want to say it's Crystal Bookish Life that read this and really loved it. I could be wrong about that. I have a terrible memory, but regardless, I've heard like incredible things about this book, so I would really like to have a copy and experience a Beverly Jenkins book. I've read, I think, only one of her books, but she's like one of the most famous historical romance authors out there, so I feel like I should be reading more of her books. So that is on my wish list. Next, another celebrity memoir is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCurdy. If you've seen any of my videos in the last couple weeks, especially my wrap-up, you know that I've already read this. I read the ebook that I rented from the library, and I loved it so much. It's a book that I would like to have a physical copy of on my shelf. I don't know how often I'd be like revisiting it and rereading it. Actually, I think I would, because I think there was just so much more that I could understand from this book than just from the first read. It's a difficult book to read in that it is emotional and upsetting in a lot of places, but there's just so much to absorb and to learn from her story, and to just like sympathize and emote and just feel. It's just so well written and so good. And I also just want to support her. This book was incredible, and she deserves all of the incredible love she's getting on this book. It's been like the Amazon and like New York bestseller for weeks and weeks, and it deserves that. I don't always say that when books are on the top of the list, but she definitely deserves all of the hype she's been getting. It's an incredible book, and I want a copy for my shelves. Next is a book I didn't think I'd ever be putting on a wish list, but I'm putting The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I never thought I'd want to read this, to be honest. Like, it's never been something that has interested me, but recently a friend of mine read this book, and we tend to have similar opinions with books, and she loved it. And I didn't expect that. It doesn't guarantee that I'll actually like this book. Maybe I'll still hate it because the synopsis isn't super appealing to me. But usually if my friend likes it, I'm like, maybe I should try. I still don't think I'm ever going to read Daisy Jones and the Six. But this one I believe is being made into a movie or show or something as well. So I thought maybe I will read it. Maybe I will give it a try. Maybe I'll give into the hype and see if it's really worth what everyone says it is. Another romance on my list is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I have not read an Emily Henry book, but I know she's very, very popular, so I would like to get to read one of her books. And I have what do I have? I think I have Beach Read, and I think I just have Beach Read on Kindle. So I want to read that one as well, but Book Lovers just has a really cute cover, honestly, and any book that involves people who like books, like, you got me, I'm sold. So I do really want to try this one. I think it looks really cute. I don't actually know what it's about. I just see two people reading books on the cover, and I know it's by Emily Henry, and it goes on my wish list. Next, this is a book I saw on Instagram, which I think looks really cute. It's called The Layover by Lacey Walden. I saw it on, I think a couple of these I saw on Haley and Bookland's Instagram. And this is a debut author romance book, and it looks super cute. The synopsis sounded so fun. It's about a woman who is a flight attendant, and then there's some issues with a plane, and they have to take a layover on an island. And on the plane as well is like her arch nemesis, or someone she really hates. And so it's like the unhoneymooners on the, island meets the hating game because they hate each other. So, although in the unhoneymooners, they hate each other too, so whatever. But it looks so cute, and I love books that have like a destination like that. Like, it's not just set in their regular lives. Like books that are set like in Ireland or Scotland or somewhere in Europe, or on an island like this, like they're on vacation, or they're, in a different place for some reason. I just think they're so much fun, and this cover is really cute, and it sounds really cute, and it's a debut author, so I would love to give it a try. Next, this is the other one I saw on Haley and Bookland's Instagram, and it is The Romantic Agenda by Claire Can. I had not heard of this before, but it looks really cute. I think this is this author's debut into romance, but she has written other books in the past. I believe in like young adult, but I'm not sure. But this one looks really cute. It is a new adult romance. I just opened a different tab so I can't see anymore. It is a new adult romance about a girl who's been in love with her best friend forever, but she is actually asexual, so she doesn't really know how to approach him about her crush and all this. And I think it sounds really, really good. And I was trying to think about it. I don't think I've ever read a book with an asexual character. Maybe Heartstopper. Does that come up in Heartstopper? I don't know, but definitely never as a main character. And it's not something I know a whole lot about. I feel like whenever you talk about LGBTQ rep in books, it's always kind of straightforward. Asexual rep isn't as commonly advertised, or at least not as commonly written. So I would like to read it and see what that story is like, learn more about it, and just get to read a really fun story. So I think that will be going on my wish list. And lastly, this was mostly a cover ad, but that is Bravely by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't think I've actually read a book by Maggie Stiefvater, which is actually kind of crazy because she's like so famous and has been for so long. But this is actually a retelling from Brave. I believe it was published in accordance with Disney Books. And on it, like, you won me at Brave. I love that movie. I think it's such an interesting story. It obviously offers such an interesting setting, being in like the Highlands of Scotland and just experiencing all the different clans interacting with each other. Then you get like the comedy aspect because it's Disney, but getting to read it in book form. This takes place, from what I understand, after the events of the movie. So Merida's life, you know, just normal, dealing with the aftermath of everything that happened in the cartoon, and then you know, not getting married and all that stuff. So I think it'll just be really interesting to see Merida a little bit more grown up, and just experience the atmosphere of that movie. I love Brave, so I think getting this like alternate story would be really, really cool. So that is going on my wish list as well. So those are all my ideas for my Christmas wish list. I'm hoping to do some other Christmas content. I just have to, one, come up with ideas, and two, find times to film. But I think when I film on my phone and like kind of do it quicker, it's so much easier. So might be seeing more of that soon. But it still looks good, and the lighting's really nice today. So I hope this looked okay. I know the framing was a little off, but that's because I'm like trying to squeeze so you can see the tree a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what's on your Christmas wish list. I'm hoping to do like Christmas gift idea videos as well, so maybe you can get some ideas for other people. But we all know the wish list for ourselves is the most important, right? I'm just kidding, kind of. But I hope you get some good books for Christmas, and I hope you're having a lovely holiday season. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.